Lots of people say Dark Souls is a hard game. Heck, the tagline is prepare to die. Those people are lying to you. Dark Souls is a baby easy game made for baby easy mode gamers, and I am here to prove it. This game is so easy, the video will not end until it gets hard. Look, even before starting, you're given the option to pick a class, and like, all of them are overpowered. Anything with ranged? OP. Magic? OP. A shield? You guessed it, OP. It cannot be escaped, but there is a class that goes even further beyond. The Thief. Why? Because they automatically start with the Master Key, meaning you can pick it and another gift. And wouldn't you know it, of the options, they give you literal grenades. Come on, anyone who thinks this game is hard, just watch this. Okay, skill issue, but seriously, watch this. I didn't even need to use a proper weapon to kill this boss, just grenades, like come on. The door is locked, but because this game is so baby easy, there's another door in the arena I can use to get out. Oh look, a shield, you know, that overpowered thing, but this isn't just any normal shield, no, this is a crazy special shield, but more on that in a moment. Then there's this guy who's clearly having a hard time. Watch this, grenade. Hey, he gave me his stuff, nice guy. That's all it took, tutorial's finished in like 2 minutes, easy, easy. Minesweeper is a harder game. But like actually though. I pump strength because what else do you need? Then a short jog away, all of the neurons are activating. It's done. I'm kitted for in-game now. I have a dagger, a massive sword, and the Zweihander. Don't need anything else. For now, I've had too much mom spaghetti, so I can't actually use my big weapon, but that's fine. Why? Because this class's starting weapon is a dagger that has bleed, and let me tell you, bleed is busted, okay? If it bleeds, we can kill it. And if it doesn't bleed, we can still kill it, it just takes a little longer. Like, a lot longer, but most things bleed. Plus, it can do this. Wow, so challenging, right? Prepare to die, more like prepare to lie. Game thinks it's slick putting hard enemies in the early areas. Nah, watch this. I missed the backstop on purpose to bait him, and he gets parried so hard he has to uninstall his own code. Now, there is a boss up above, but thanks to having the Master Key, this door can be opened. Then there's a big man clearly compensating for something at the bottom, but I don't got time to listen to his problems. This knight probably thought he had it easy. Oh look, a little thief trying to take my item. But easy, baby, parry. Alright, time to make this game even easier. See, if you jump off this elevator, you can get onto this little roof area. Then, if you pretend to be the alpha version of an omelet, you'll be taken back to the tutorial to show it who the real boss is. Now, there is a knight where that hollow with a bow used to be, but easy. Grenade to the face, man? Come on, not even a challenge. The devs were so proud of the tutorial boss that they copied and pasted it in the same area. You never see this in a real game like Call of Duty or Madden. But you see, here's the thing. This boss is stupid weak to bleed. Like, 3 hits with my dagger procs it, and since it's a dagger, it swings really fast. The boss is a joke, and the punchline is death. It even drops the final tier of upgrade material and 20,000 souls. I mean, come on, this is just so, well, easy. There's another knight guarding a doll and a ring to grab, but now it's back to the actual game where things are still easy because I can use those souls to buy a bunch of upgrade materials from Andre and then just staple those rocks to my sword. Listen, I've never been hit with a sword or a rock, but I imagine both suck, and it would suck even more if it were both at the same time. Solid logic. I mean, look here, I can just swing for the fences with this long sword and wipe everything off the map. Ignore that, it's a visual glitch. Right, time for the first major boss of the game, the Bell Gargoyle. You wanna know how many swings it took me to beat this boss? 4. I hit R1 4 times. How is this hard? Someone in the comments, tell me how. And then the game is like, haha, wait, but actually there's 2. Oh yeah, big sword go brr, easy game for babies, nothing can make it hard. Climb the tower, ring a bell, then realize you're already done with like 20% of the game. Lautrec here takes my sword to the face, then Walk of Shame's off the cliff. I use his souls to buy the residence key, a few dozen firebombs, and a bow. Don't worry, all part of the plan. I then use the aforementioned key to unlock a room that contains lightning pine resin. If you thought sword with rocks glued to it was big damage, well, I am now able to attach a waterlogged toaster to it. Just watch this. That was nearly his full health bar in a single swing. Here's a fun fact for you. I could make this even easier, but there's no need to humiliate the game that much. Well, I say that, but look, the game is so easy the enemies kill the other enemies for me. I pass taking on the bad dragon for now and instead use my dagger to perform invasive stomach surgery on this knight. You know what my favorite breakfast food is? pancakes. I grab this key that is laying out in the open clearly for a door miles away, no idea how anyone would ever be confused about this, then proceed to stand by the fire and let the enemies roast themselves to death. Then I abuse the fact that swords can go through doors and dispatch the thieves before they can even activate. But the cheese doesn't stop here. Remember those firebombs I bought a few minutes ago? Time to make use of them. So get this, there's a boss in this game that everyone says is so hard. Oh, walk in and die to the dogs in 2 seconds. Look, stand outside, aim a bow up somewhere, doesn't really matter, and yeet a grenade. Takes a tiny amount of skill to line up the shot, but actually baby easy mode. Just to humiliate the boss, I wanted to use dung pies to toxic it, but poop has a different density than explosives, so the arc is different, needs to recalibrate. But on my last dung pie, I landed the toxic. How clutch is that? Motherfucker, I just shit a dog to death. Well, I guess you can say my plan backfired, but that's why I have firebombs. Another boss dead. The depths are unlocked, and there is some stuff here that sucks, but watch, the devs put an easy shortcut in. Just sprint, jump, and fall off the ledge. Then you quickly grab the large ember, and then plunge into the butcher's meat shaft and bone out. I sprint my way back to Andre and buy the Crest of Artorias. Now, this item is optional, but obviously buying it makes the game easier. Microtransactions, am I right? I then use the large shards that the Crystal Lizard so graciously gifted me to get my sword to +8. I don't have to tell you what this does. On my way through the garden, I cut a couple ints down and they drop purple moss. This has like a near guaranteed drop rate, which for an item that has a use is kinda weird. Come on game, I want purple moss to have like a 0.5% drop rate from an enemy that doesn't respawn. Make this hard for me. Look at this, it's an invisible wall with a bonfire right next to the starting area of 2 bosses. The first of which is a bug, it's literally a big bug. You know what beats bugs? Explosives. Of course when it lands, it gets a sword to the face, but hey, more grenades. I then use that crest I bought earlier to open this door by passing a Hydra and 3 fat cats. At the end of my entirely leisurely forest jog is another boss, Sif. A good doggo that attacks with a sword and emotional damage, it's enough to make a grown man cry, but not this man. Go gadget grenade to the face. Now I can one-hand my massive sword, which means Havel the Rock will know fear. What an easy NPC to take care of honestly, and he so graciously gifts me his ring, which means I can now fast roll with this big sword. Let me rephrase that in case you didn't understand it clearly. Big sword damage plus most agile roll equals, say it with me, easy mode. Back in the depths, I replunged the butcher's back hole and introduced lobotomies to the rat species. Now, the next boss does have an optional hard mode, which is to leave the channeler alive, but watch this. Grenade, problem solved. Even without that though, this boss has an attack where he moves his unreachable weak point to a place that is in fact quite reachable. Not just easy or stupid, but stupid easy. You know what, Gaping Dragon, you don't even deserve my full attention. Instead, I'm going to take this time to thank all of my wonderful, amazing Patreons. Y'all keep this channel alive, stay beautiful. Oh look, Dragon dead. Now it's time for the section of the game that most people consider hard or unfair or whatever, Blighttown. Except here's the thing, it's not. Like here I am sandwiched between multiple enemies on a rickety bridge over a not boiling lake of poison, and I got toxicked, but I got out, no problem. They even put a bonfire halfway through in the remaster. Honestly, in my opinion, Firelink should have been the only bonfire in the whole game. Yeah, now we're talking about difficulty. In the base of the swamp, the game tries to slow you down with ankle-high syphilis water, but if you just went out of your way to a semi-secret different area of the game, you can get a ring to negate this effect. And since I killed those ints for that 99.99% drop chance purple moss, I can use it to cure the poison. Seriously, this game is just so easy, nothing can make it hard.